Here we are on page 1. We're going to start with number 1. This is with the number sets. Negative 5/7 is a fraction. Can't be reduced, so it is a rational number. That symbol was double-lined Q, and it is also a real number. Number 2, this is the square root of 2. Cannot be written as a fraction, so this is irrational and real. Number 3, negative 9/3. This can be reduced to negative 3, so this is going to be in the integers, which means it's also a rational number and also a real number. Next one, number 5. This is a natural number, so natural. It's also a whole number, which means it's also an integer, rational, and real. Number 5, 1.101.001.0001. So we can see a pattern, but the pattern changes every time, so it does not repeat a block of numbers. That means it is an irrational number and also real. You'll notice we're only dealing with real numbers, so everything is going to be a real number. And anything that's in like natural will also be in whole, will also be an integer, and so on and so forth. 39/3. Can that reduce at all? Looks like it reduces down to a 13, which means it is also a natural number, whole number, integer, rational, and real. Here's the number pi. It is an irrational number and real. This cannot be written as a fraction, even though you may have seen 3.14 or 22/7 as an approximation, something close to pi. They are not exactly equal to pi. Pi does not have a repeating decimal. Here we have negative 4, so that is not natural, not whole, but it is integer, rational, and real. Square root of 12, does that come out nice? It does not. So square root of 12 is going to be irrational and real. Square root of 121, that comes out to be 11, which is indeed a natural number. So that means it is a whole number. It means it is an integer, rational, and indeed real. 3.48975. This decimal, it doesn't look like repeats a pattern, so we might think it's irrational, but we note that it stops. So it can be written as a rational number. Particularly, this is 48,975 hundred thousandths. So that tells us it could be written as a fraction right there. So rational and definitely real. Over here, 5.234 with a bar across the top, a repeating decimal. That means it's going to be rational and real. Here we have negative 13. It's not natural or whole because it's a negative, so it is an integer, rational, real. And then here, the 7th root of 3. Does any number times itself 7 times to give you 3? Certainly not a fraction. It doesn't come out nice, so it is irrational and real.